Hello, everybody. Stoney with Homestead here. Uh, not real good with keeping up on my social media. It's not my thing, uh, but I've been challenged to be more productive, so here we are. And one of the things that I've been asked about quite a few times are resources for learning. Um, so we'll start with that. I'm going to give you just a handful of books. As you can see, I love my books. Um, Garage sales, thrift stores, friends, uh, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, whatever. You know, I'm. I guess books is one of my addictions. You can see I've got three shelves here. There's two more over there. There's a full wall bookshelf in the back room. There's three or four in the other corner, and boxes and boxes and boxes of books. Decades worth of collecting. Um, 99% of them are nonfiction, educational type material. Um, why books? Because if this thing dies, the internet goes out, whatever, I can pick up a book that I read 30 years ago and go back to, chapter 10, page 6, and it has the exact same information that it did the first time I read it. I also collect books that are in the same genre, let's say gardening. Dozens of books that are general gardening information. Um, the reason being, each and every one of those will have at least one nugget in it that the others don't. That might be the light bulb moment that helps me turn something around in my garden. Uh, the one thing, the one caveat that I do have for recommendation is get a book written by someone that is actually doing what they're writing about. Okay, try to avoid the people that are providing a conglomerate of information from other resources, other people's books, uh, but they are simply an in-house writer for a publisher or something like that. Um, there are garden books out there that are written by people who have never so much as sprouted a chit on a potato in their pantry, um, on purpose. Homesteading, same thing. If you live, uh, no matter where you live, but if this person is in a cubicle, conglomerating information from the internet, notes from YouTube videos, etc., 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 and putting them into a book so the publisher can make money, I recommend avoiding those and look for books written by people that are doing what they're talking about. Before we get into books, you see up here I've got stacks of magazines. Um, every once in a while, if there's a particular article I really am interested in, or if it's an author I'm very familiar with, I will buy an issue of Self Reliant Magazine or Backwoods Magazine, Mother Earth News. Uh, but the only one that I will subscribe to is Countryside, because it's written by people that are actually doing these things, for people that are doing these things. Countryside comes along the way over a series of series of changes along their journey from J.D. Ballinger. Jerome Ballinger, Raising Small Livestock, Homesteader's Handbook to Raising Small Livestock. I don't know if you can find these anymore. I've had it for decades. And Story Publishing. Story Publishing, outstanding resource. Yes, they have staff writers. However, the information that is being put out in storybooks are written primarily by people who are actively involved in what they're writing about. So let's just jump into this. Animals. Everybody's going to have animals. I got two for you. Both from Story Publishing. By the way, I am not monetized or reimbursed or anything for any of my recommendations. First one is the Backyard Homestead Guide to Farm Animals. Outstanding basic coverage, gives you enough information to effectively manage small homestead animals. And I don't know how you would punctuate that, but I don't mean small homestead animals like chickens and rabbits. I mean small homestead animals on a small homestead. Great information. The other one for animals, Barnyard in Your Backyard, also from Story Publishing, goes a little bit more in depth with each animal. Cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, ducks, turkeys. Good veterinarian basic troubleshooting in there. This black book up here, right there, that's an old veterinarian manual. If you can get your hands on one of those, that's fantastic for diagnostics. And anyway, so for animals, those are my two for animals. Gardening, it's really hard to pick one for gardening. You have the Four Season Gardener, the Colemans, fantastic information. This dog. You have Charles Dowding in England, the no-till. Again, fantastic information. Square Foot Gardening. Been a follower of that. Mel Bartholomew. I'm a certified instructor for that. There's an incredible wealth of knowledge out there for gardening that you can access. Don't get yourself buried into this is how this has to work, like a lot of people do with composting. But these are all books written by people that are doing it. J.M. Fortier, the market gardener. Farmer Jesse, he has a whole book on soil health. And boy, if you want to nerd out, Farmer Jesse at No Till Growers, get that soil book. Holy moly. I think he missed his calling working on a market garden. He should have been a soil scientist that saved us all. Good job, Farmer Jesse. Health, herbs, books on emergency first aid, books on military field manuals on field first aid, emergency surgery, things like that. The one that I like, Prescription for Nutritional Healing. I like this because when you go to the doctor, they run a bunch of tests, they come back and say, well, out of these 4 symptoms, these 3 are probably caused by this particular thing. Here's a pill. Have a nice day. Hippocrates said years ago. Now, Hippocrates is the basis for the Hippocratic Oath, which the doctors take. Basically says do no harm. But he also said, let food be thy medicine. This book, The Prescription for Nutritional Healing, you can go in there and you can find resources for the primary healing constituents that you're going to find in a pill. It's more for preventive than it is for healing after the fact. But you need to know these things. So I recommend that one too. John Seymour, The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It. This guy's definitely doing what he wrote about. You really can't go too wrong with that. He is in the dirt and with the animals, and the whole 9 yards. In a modern day version of what John wrote, I think, the Encyclopedia of Country Living, by Carla Emery. Carla absolutely lived this, and there's chapters in there on your animals, your housing, your food preservation, your gardening. All the details you need to know. The Encyclopedia of Country Living by Carla Emery. Sadly, Carla's not with us anymore, but I can tell you that she knew exactly what she was writing about because she did it. Those are my quick resource recommendations. Obviously, I have hundreds and hundreds of books. It was a nightmare trying to pick out a handful to do a quick video. I don't get any monetization or kickback or anything if you order these from anywhere. I don't even have links for them. But those are the books that I would get and have on my desk to study even before you jump out and start doing any of this. You'll be very thankful that you learn these things. You do the best you can with what you have, right? Anyway, I would appreciate it if you would like this. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some feedback, some comments on other resources, questions about these resources. Subscribe to the channel, please. Subscribe. I guess that's my motivation to meet this challenge and be a little bit more productive. So please subscribe and come along with us on our journey. I'm Stoney, Ankh Homestead. I hope I see you again very soon. Thanks. Bye.